Yeah, so just prepare to.
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That train is off the track.
I feel like you can't just like jump through Neptune and be okay.
Just prepare to.
What the show needs is more dogs and bears and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, so just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacer fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacer podcast. Today is March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day, 2022. This is episode 281. Cheers. Coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm your host, John Colson, the in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles. I think all those are necessary on St. Patrick's Day. Crappy drinks and crappy jingles? I don't know. Your beer should be green, and you should be singing songs while half drunk.
And being a leprechaun.
Exactly. Oh, no. Don't steal my gold. I got it. That was my leprechaun impression.
I think you nailed it.
Okay. Joining me this week is one of our analysts, but we're still coast to coast like butter toast. From Boise, Idaho, out west, our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, buddy? Shouting out Paolo Banchero. Future Pacer, Paolo Banchero.
Oh, really? Why are you shouting him out?
He's going to slide right into the 5 spot where the Pacers are going to land. Just saying.
Well, that jumps right into what we're going to talk about
Does
this
it
week.
now?
It does. It does. Thanks for throwing me a softball so I can knock it out of the park.
Talk about it.
So, okay, Harper, you will attest to this. This time of year, when there's about 3 to 4 weeks left in the season, I tend to get real excited. I get all of the teams, schedules out, and I kind of suggest what they might win and lose in my own head, and I try to create what's going to be their final standings. And almost always it is regarding the Pacers' playoff position. You'll recall when we were living together, there was a playoff game right near the end when we had to play Milwaukee. And if we lost that game, we were going to be out of the playoffs. If we won the game, we were going to be in it. We went into overtime. It was a big deal. I had mapped it all out, and I knew exactly what we needed to do to get it done. That year, we snuck into the playoffs as an 8 seed, and ended up taking the Nets, I believe, that went to the finals that year to an elimination game, double overtime. These kind of things thrill me, trying to figure out what's going to happen. This is a first-time thing for me, Harper. I am now trying to predict what the worst teams in the leagues are going to do, because that's going to affect our draft pick. And I know that this is a weird thing. We're not really supposed to tank. We're not rooting for losing, but I'm doing that, Harper. I'm rooting for losing.
Yes, you are.
What is your philosophy on tanking? Where are you at on that before I get into the details of this? How do you feel about this? Jason often says to me, if you try to win every game, the basketball gods will grant you good things. I think he's a dumb liar. What do you think?
He seems pretty Pollyannish. I won't lie. I mean, my theory of tanking is more or less trust an organization that you believe in. And while I may not trust the front office, I trust Rick Carlisle a lot. So Rick Carlisle knows what the score sheet says. And I think that he can walk the line of losing games and maintaining culture. I think he can do that. So I'm more or less hands off the wheel at this point. I'm going to trust the process.
Okay.
And trust that it won't go on for 7 years.
You sound like a Philadelphia fan.
But I like I said, I don't think it will go on for 7 years for us. I really do think that the combination of the front office and Rick Carlisle can get this figured out. Look, Tyrese is an absolute monster of a player. He seems to really want to be in a place and build a place actively, can succeed. So, I'm a trust in the people that we have on the ground and not worried too much about the rest right now.
Okay.
I'm guessing, based upon your question, that you are much more concerned than me.
I'm very worried, my friend. I appreciate your attitude on this. It makes me feel a little bit better, and I probably should just relax a little bit and do some more yoga or something. But but here's the deal: we are currently in the 5th position from the bottom. When you talk about the lottery, there is we'll get into that in a second. The lottery is a very interesting thing, but what I just want to tell you that the teams below us would be the Detroit Pistons. They have the 22nd hardest schedule remaining. The Houston Rockets are below us. They have the 21st hardest schedule remaining. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they're in 25th. With the hardest schedule remaining. The Orlando Magic are the 28th hardest schedule remaining. When I say these things, that's a very positive sign for us. That means they're playing cupcake schedules, while the Pacers have the 11th hardest schedule remaining. So we do face the Rockets, the Pistons, the Kings, and the Hawks. And also the
we can't beat the Pistons.
Right.
They're just an objectively better team than us right now. They murder us every time we play them.
We need to lose to them because they actually are only slightly better than us in the standings.
That'd be great. I don't think we're cashing them. But.
So as we speak, the Pistons are 18 and we are 23 in wins. Now, however, the Pistons are 5-5 in their last 10. They're getting a little bit healthy. They're being a little sparky. I think they could actually pass us. I'm actually looking for a situation where the Pistons could pass us.
The Pistons.
I'm looking for that. I think that could happen.
Okay. You want to put money on this? I will happily take your money.
No, but I'm saying that it's a possibility. Just looking at their schedule, knowing what could happen, I
it's
think
possible that the sun explodes tomorrow. It's not probable.
Now, I don't think the Magic will catch us. I don't think the Rockets will catch us. I do think the Thunder have a chance. They currently have 20 wins. We have 23.
They're 3-7 in their last 10. It's not like
yeah, but I'm saying they could maybe win 4 or 5 more games, and we could just stop winning. We'll see what happens. Here's my concern. My concern is the frickin' Kings, who we made this trade with. The Kings want to get into the playoffs.
They're win now. They're all in.
They're win now. They're all in. They got Domantas Sabonis. They got consummate professionals in Justin Holiday and Jeremy Lamb. They've got De'Aaron Fox, who's healthy. Yeah. Did I say Sabonis? Nah, maybe. But anyway, he's an all-star, and I think that. This team should be winning more than they're winning. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 4 in a row. This is my real concern. I don't think the Blazers or the Spurs are going to catch us. I don't think the Knicks are going to catch us. I mean, on the bottom end, and as far as losing.
I think you underestimate how much Thibodeau can destroy a team. But we'll see. We'll see.
But I mean, my concern right now is that the Kings are going to screw with us, and maybe lose more than we do. And put us in the 6th position. And if that's the case, I think everything changes dramatically, and I'll tell you why after these messages.
From imaginary sponsors X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. I just got to find the right map. You know what you got? Okay, well, let me shout this out to Pacer fans. Tankathon.com. That is where you need to be right now. It's got all of the things you need for your tanking questions. strength of schedule as things go out, your strength of draft picks, which is interesting.
So Tankathon.com tells me I have a 10.5% chance as of recording on Sunday, March 13th, of getting the number 1 overall pick.
Yes. Well, as the 5th seed.
Well, the seeding doesn't matter. I have a 10.5% chance of getting everything. Then I'd be the 1 seed.
Of getting the 1 pick is what you're saying. So here's the deal. The top 3 picks have the same chance of getting the number 1 pick.
Correct.
And that's about a 48% chance. Okay.
How's that? They each have 14%, so 42.
For the number 1 pick, but if you go through, okay.
They combined have a 42% chance of getting the number 1 pick.
The top 3.
Yes.
Right. Yes, top 3. What my point is, if you are in the bottom 3, you have a 42% chance of 48% chance of getting into the top 3.
No, you have a combined 42% chance of getting the number 1 overall. You will almost certainly be in the top 3.
But it's not guaranteed. You're guaranteed,
it's not guaranteed
to be in the top
but,
5. You're guaranteed to be in the top 5.
I mean, you are in the, like, if you're in the top 3 and you don't get a top 3, that would be strongly against the odds, right?
Right, correct.
If you're the number, like Houston, for instance, right now has a 52% chance of being in the top 4.
Right.
So for them to not get a top 3 pick or a top 4 pick, extremely unlikely.
Right, correct. So right now, as a top 5, as the 5th pick, we would be in a situation where we have 10% chance to get the first pick, 10% chance to get the second pick, 10% chance to get the third pick, 10% chance to get the 4th pick. So you have a 40% chance to be in the top 4. Interestingly, as the 5th pick, we only have a 2% chance to get the 5th pick. And everything else after that, it's more likely that we will be the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th seed than will be the top 4 as a 5th pick. So this is really fascinating to me because this is how so what the NBA has done. They tried to level out the draft picks to make tanking less of a thing. It used to be if you were the worst team in the league, you got 25% chance to get the first pick. But now they've spread that out. You have equal odds with the bottom 3 teams. So you have 14% chance no matter what. Okay. If you're the worst team, you're not going to draft higher than 5th. If you're the first pick, you're not going to draft higher than 6th. If you're the third worst team, you're not going to draft higher than 7th. And so on and so on. Now, as the 5th pick, the Pacers would have a 42% chance of being in the top 4. And then after that, the rest of that would go all the way to the 9th pick. We're actually more likely to be out of the top 4 than we would be in the top 5. My issue with this is once you get to the 6th pick, you now are under 40% to be in the top 4. You have no chance at the 5th pick. And your most likely position would be the 7th, 8th pick if you're in the 6th pick based on odds. So what I'm saying is the best case scenario is we're in the bottom 4 of this league, but that's probably not going to happen. We really need to stay in this 5th pick because, as we talked about in the last show, this is only a 5-man draft. After that, it's less interesting.
Ultimately, what's bizarre about this is being a 4 or 5 seed, the least likely position to land in is the 4 or the 5 seed.
4 or 5, yeah.
I'm confused by this, and I want to check their math. I'm confused about what's happening.
Well, okay, so the idea is for the first 4 picks, right? You're more likely to be in the first 4 spots than you are to be out of the first 4 spots. Okay, so
right
with
but why wouldn't the most likely outcome being where you're at?
Well, because of that, because they've so heavily weighted on the first 4 picks, that makes things on the 5th and 6th and 7th pick weird. Does that make sense?
No, it makes it like bad statistically to me. Like this is like a bad outcome.
It's not great for us.
I don't think it's good for anyone.
Well, the reason they did this is because they don't want to encourage tanking.
I mean, then they shouldn't have just given the Magic 3 first-round picks in a row in the freaking 90s. If they hadn't cheated then, they wouldn't have to cheat now. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, no, and my hope is, and honestly, and I don't think I'm wrong here, Houston, Orlando, Detroit, and Oklahoma City have been mired in the mud for a long time, and they've gotten lots of draft picks. I think the Pacers, who are in basketball country, who have never tanked in their lives, I feel like the league might be willing to cheat and give us a 1 or 2 pick.
No, I agree. I think it's like a real thing that might happen. And I'm looking at the way that they've constructed this, and the problem is that they let everybody get a lottery ball, right?
Right.
For
all the way
2,
to
3,
14.
and 4, but not after 5, right? So
I see what you're saying.
5, yeah. After that, we do have a high relative percentage of lending the 7 spot, but we have almost as good a percentage of lending the 1 spot as Houston, right?
Right. Correct. Right. So if you
At the
stay in
end
the
of the
5
day,
spot,
it doesn't matter.
It's
We
actually
can't-
pretty good.
We're not going to.
But if you go,
it's a lottery.
I understand. But if you get to the 6th spot, your odds change dramatically, is what I'm saying.
Not really.
You don't think so?
Dramatically? No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, the only difference between the 5 and the 6 spot is you can't have a 5 spot. You
Right.
can't get the 5th draft pick. I mean, as a
Or-
matter
or-
of percentages, we're talking about it's super incremental.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So, but it's just way more likely that we would get a 7th or 8th pick at the 6th spot than we would if we're in the 5th spot.
No.
It would 20% likely that I get the 8th spot if I'm in the 6th spot versus a 2%.
Well,
as the
right,
5th
but there's an
spot?
80% chance that something else happens.
Right. Fair enough. Oh, man. You know what? Here's what I'm learning. Don't play the lottery.
Don't play the lottery. The lottery
not
is
really good
garbage.
odds.
And like
It's
the
garbage.
NBA lottery, I'm looking at the way that they've constructed this. This is real dumb.
Yeah.
This is really dumb.
So basically, if you're not in the top 3, and the top 3 would have equal odds to get the first pick, we still would have a 10% chance in the 5th spot to get the number 1 spot. And if in the 6th spot, we'd still have a 9% chance. So, I mean, you're saying there's a chance.
I mean, if in the 7th spot, you have half as good a chance as a team that is actively not playing any humans and doing nothing. Like, right. I don't know. I still don't feel like the incentive alignments are really where they need to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Well-
the NBA should be able to do better than what they've constructed here.
My issue, I think, what I'm interested in is, again, we'll go back to this, but I think that there are 5 different mixers in the lottery.
Let's talk about the lottery.
Okay.
Let's talk about the draft. Who you like?
Oh, who do I like?
Who you like?
Jabari Smith.
I also
He's
like Jabari Smith. You can't have
is
him.
Why not?
Oh, I mean, there's a 10% chance that you can have him.
Okay. I will live off of that. Because the thing
No,
is,
if we get Jabari
he's
Smith, we'll win a championship.
well, I mean, not next year.
Eventually.
Eventually, yes. He is a game changer, and he is the kind
He's
of
a
player
league
that,
changer.
Yeah. He is big. He's a 4. He's a big 4.
Is he a 4? I'm not married to him at 4.
Or, I don't know,
He could be a
as a
2, a
3.
3, a 1, a 5. I don't
Yeah.
care. Put him on the
Well,
floor. Guy's a baller.
He's 6'10". He could shoot over anybody. He's got handles. He can play defense on the perimeter. He can rebound.
There's nothing he can't do.
Exactly. He is the guy.
He's super complete. And he's
a
like
complete
19.
product. Yeah.
He also appears to be like a really good dude.
If we can make that happen, then then this is
Like
then
I
we're
said,
good.
we'll get chips if we get them, but we're not getting.
We add
Smith.
him to Halliburton and Duarte and whatever. It's fine. I'm fine.
Sure.
We make this happen.
All right. Well, we're done here. We're just gonna retire the podcast. We have Jabari Smith now. Everything's fine.
Well, no, I would hope we would do a podcast until we won the championship. Because then we're all going to take the cyanide pill at the end of that. And...
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna. I'm sorry, I can't go down this road.
No, okay. The other guy is the Chet Holmgren, that kid.
I don't believe in Gonzaga people.
Okay, they're calling him a unicorn. He is 7 feet
Because he's
tall.
a big white guy. They call all big white guys unicorns.
Right, I agree. He also is, 50 pounds underweight?
I mean, he's also 19. He could fill out.
Okay. But he's got the ball handling skills. They're calling him Dirk with shooting, Dirk Light with shooting, and Marcus Camby Light with defense. Those are, if you can combine that into one person, like that's a freaking amazing. He can block shots, rebound, handle the ball.
Chet
shoot the
Holmgren
ball.
is for sure an NBA player. Whether he's a Hall of Famer remains to be seen.
Well, and I worry about injury with guys that big and scrawny.
Now, you
as
can
well.
worry about whatever you want. There's tons of things to worry about with a bunch
If
of
he's on the board,
19-year-olds.
you take him.
If he's on the board and Jabari's not, you take him. He's the number 2 overall. And if you're looking at a draft board that shows him ahead of Jabari, find a different site.
That's a wrong.
Find a
that's the
different
wrong
site.
draft board. Exactly. You are now looking at the wrong site.
Yeah, CBS has him higher. Tankathon has Chet higher.
Oh,
I disagree.
boy.
Yeah,
Tankathon has all the other things that I need, but I'm not looking
not
at
that. Yeah, no, that's
their
incorrect.
draft.
Jabari Smith, Auburn, first overall. Congratulations in advance.
Right.
Doesn't matter who gets the number 1. They're taking Jabari.
Now, I would say that beyond that, you could actually probably start looking. If we end up with the 3rd pick, I think can we start looking at an Ivy?
Like I said, I think Paolo Banchero is a baller. Got 6'10", 250. He's averaging 19, 9, and 3 a game. Over a steal a game. Paolo Banchero is the real deal. Now, does Indiana love me right now? No. They want Ivy.
Right.
Because
He's from
there
Purdue.
you go. He's a Boilermaker.
And also, it seems like when you think about a Halliburton and an up and down game, like he is a guy that just goes to the rack with abandon. He's an up and down player. Like he might be a perfect, sidekick to Halliburton.
Don't we have Brogdon?
If we draft Ivy, I assume we don't have Brogdon.
That's, well, not for long, I guess.
Right. Right. Not in the long term.
Yeah. So, Jaden Ivey at Purdue this last season, 32 games, 46% off the floor, just shy of 37% from the three-point line.
I'll take
The
that.
college three-point line, it's not great.
That's 37%.
There's a lot of room for improvement. Less than 75% from the free throw line. The kid can play. There's no two ways about it.
I've heard him compared to Dwayne Wade.
I've heard me compared to Dwayne Wade. I can compare anyone to Dwayne Wade. It means nothing. He's an NBA player for sure. Is he a Hall of Famer? Certainly remains to be seen. And
yeah, I'm not saying that.
look,
I'm
Paolo
just saying,
Banchero-
is he an all-star potentially?
Paolo Banchero is a 6'10 guy from Duke who is coached by Coach K. If you asked me who I want out of those two guys, I'll take Paolo.
Wow. Okay. But do you feel like 4 is your position of need right now? I guess we have a position of
I
need
want the
everywhere.
best guy on the board. I'm
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
top
yeah.
5 draft pick. I'm taking the most talent. He's the most talent out of those two guys. I don't even question. I will trade other humans if I have Paolo Banchero.
What's his 3-point percentage for a big man right now?
For Paolo?
Yeah.
Paolo is sitting on, off the floor, 47%. He's only 30% from 3-point range. He is about the same from the charity stripe. gives you 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal a game.
Yeah. My only concern is that he's an old school power forward. My only concern is that he's Dale Davis or Carlos Boozer.
Sure.
Or,
Is Jaden Ivey Paul Pierce? He doesn't really have a 3-point shot? I mean, I say the same thing about your guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got no guy. I'm just asking questions.
And here's the thing. We're not getting either of them.
Why not?
Probably landed in the 5 spot.
So that
actually probably not landing in the 5 spot somehow. For some reason.
We'll probably end up in the 7th spot.
Probably end up in the 6th or the 7th spot. Who goes 5?
5 goes to AJ Griffin.
Okay. That's probably true.
I'm a big fan of this kid.
He can play.
Yeah. The thing is, he's gone through some injury problems, but and he's a little bit undersized for a 3-4, but
not at 3. He's 6'6". You can play 6'6" at 3.
But as like I said, as a
I'm
3-4.
I'm with you.
But yes, as a 2-3, I think he's got great size.
Monster.
Yeah, and the kid can shoot. He can rebound. He kind of does all the little things you want. I think I want him to be a little bit more consistent defensively, but that's not out of his realm of ability.
I mean, when I think Pacers in the current iteration, I think lockdown defense.
No, but that's what we need, though, Harper. That's what we need.
I don't know if it's what we need or not. AJ Griffin.
I need guys that can play D.
AJ Griffin, again, Duke guy. He's been coached by the greatest, Coach K, in his final season. This guy is going to understand the game immediately. He's not even 19 years old yet. He shoots and shoots and shoots. He's over 50% from the floor, almost 47% from three-point land. This guy is a baller. If we have a chance to grab him, there's not a lot of other guys on the board that you would choose. He's really, really good.
And Harper, this is my point. If we leave the draft with one of these 5 guys, I feel like we have jump-started our rebuild.
He plus Duarte, nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
Nasty.
That's what I'm saying. You look at all of those guys, and they can all fit in what we're doing. Right? I mean, we could make that work around everything that we're rebuilding.
No idea.
All those guys.
We'll make something around those guys, though, for sure.
But I mean, a Duarte, a Halliburton, and let's smash it all together.
Carlisle will for sure figure that out. I mean, that's the thing.
And
right?
so,
Carlisle doesn't have a system. Carlisle has guys and builds around them. And
right.
If you put this kind of talent on the court, he'll find a way to get there.
Well, and this is the thing. I think this is an interesting time for him because he has, in general, not started rookies. He's not played young guys. He tends to go for veterans.
It's a real new experiment, for sure.
This is a new experiment for him, and I think he's going to rise to the challenge. I think this is a really exciting time for him, and I think he's in on this 4 years. I think in 4 years we're going to be freaking dangerous. I really am.
I think he'll retire at the end of those 4 years. I think he's just here to help us build, but
yeah,
I think that I really do think that he can make something pretty impressive here, and hopefully groom the person, Becky Hammond to take over.
For sure. But if you look at this and say, Pritchard brought in Halliburton to be the point guard for the next 10 years, and we drafted an adult 2-3 in Duarte. We've got, we paid TJ McConnell to be the,
he's our coach on the floor. He's our
adult off
leader.
the bench.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of big jumpy guys, in Isaiah Jackson and Jalen Smith
and maybe other people who might or might not be on the team in 2 years.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is
everybody's on a tryout. Let's be honest.
Lance Stevenson, I assume, is going to retire a Pacer. He's going to be the coach on the floor forever at this point. But here's what I think.
Describe Lance Stevenson as our coach on the floor.
For the rest of his career. Cheers.
Cheers.
But here's the hope for this franchise is that we get one of these top 5 picks. Because if we do not, I think we are several seasons away. We're
Really?
still several seasons away, but I think it definitely curtails our ability to get better quickly if you get out of the top 5.
Also-
Can you give me a good 6th pick right now that's going to change our franchise?
Who do you?
It doesn't exist.
Okay, so who do you think goes 6?
Murray, maybe?
Okay, Keegan Murray, power forward, Iowa, almost 22 years old, averaging 27 points a game, 9.8 rebounds, 2.3 blocks. You tell me this guy can't help your franchise?
Okay, it could help me.
Jeez, this guy's a
What
monster.
about what's the
Shaden Sharp.
Sharp?
He's Canadian, so no, I don't think he can help you. The good news is he's only 19 years old.
He'll grow into it.
Maybe he'll grow into it. He's 6'6", 200 pounds. Apparently the kid can play. I don't know. We'll see. My question, though, is, your supposition here was that if we don't land in the top 5, then our goal is hurt. What's our goal? Are we supposed to win a championship? Because if you think that's going to happen, I got another thing coming for you. We're not going to win a championship.
No. Okay. So here's what I would like.
What would you like?
What's interesting to me is I sort of feel like we are back at the beginning when no, seriously, when Donnie Walsh showed up on this team in 1985 or 86.
Yeah. Yep.
And said, "Hey, look, you know what? We keep missing the playoffs, and we're gonna start from scratch, and we're gonna start bringing in people." Donnie Walsh is still on this team. This guy knows how to build a team from nothing. We have, for the entirety of his existence being here, and entirety of my fandom, been relevant in the NBA. We have been a playoff team. We have been to the Eastern Conference Finals more often than we have missed the playoffs under Donnie Walsh. And I want to continue to be that, because that's the reason we do this podcast, because we enjoy rooting for a team that's competitive. And those moments in the playoffs of heartbreak and elation are what we do this for. I don't want to spend a lot of years rooting for a team that's going for lottery balls. And I think these top 5 guys can get us out of the lottery pretty quick. My concern is if we don't get top 5, what's next year look like?
No,
and the year after that.
The guys that we have on the floor right now can get us out of lottery balls. The only reason we're playing lottery balls right now is because we want to. Tyrese Halliburton is that good.
I mean, he was playing in Sacramento and not getting them into the playoffs.
As a 20-year-old kid who wasn't the primary ball handler, yes, that's accurate. That's a poorly run organization.
Right.
I think the
Okay,
combination
you're right. Because they had De'Aaron Fox running their. Yeah, you're right. And
I think with the guys that we don't have on the floor right now, right? I don't think that we're not. I don't think that we're a lottery team with the talent that we have. Even now, we're also not a top 5 team.
right. I would like to be a team that's vying for home court in the playoffs every season.
Okay, so let me ask a question a little bit differently. What level of talent do we need to actually compete to be in the top 4 in our conference year after year after year? Like, what's the level of talent that we have to add in this one season that we have? Because we're not doing this next year. We're not.
No, I know. I understand.
This is
I
it.
understand.
This
I
is
understand
our
this is a
window.
right. I understand.
So
my point
if we
is,
end up with Keegan Murray,
don't-
are we just? Are we hosed forever?
I mean, that's my concern.
Maybe.
Right? Like, the thing is that's my concern. I feel like we are not going to be a team, because we're just not this team. We're not this franchise that's going to continue to spend the time in the process and in the lottery.
Correct.
This is our chance.
Correct.
So do it now, get that talent, and then let's move on. And I'm just concerned that if we end up with Murray or what's the other kid who's also pretty good? Johnny Davis. They like him. He's like a small forward, kind of do-it-all guy.
I don't know. Do we
6'5".
need a shooting guard either?
But I mean, he's one of those like kind of does everything small forwards. I don't know. There are guys outside of the top 5, but again, I don't think they're game changers. And I think these top 5 guys are game changers. And if we can get these guys I mean, there's questions on all of them outside of Jabari Smith, but let's get the guy, and then let's go trade the guys that don't fit. Let's get assets. Let's get guys that do fit. Let's be young and run and go. And then let's watch this team of 24 years and under guys get better and better and better and grow as a team. That's the kind of thing that I want to root for. And I want to see them grow up together. When I started watching this team, I watched a team that was pretty much together for 15 years. It was the guys that we drafted that grew up in this thing and became a thing that worked. And I would root for that. The team that I have been most connected to since we started this show was the first year of Oladipo, when we brought in a bunch of guys in free agency that were all trying to prove something, and they all sort of bound together and created, and they exceeded my expectations. What I would like to do is root for a young team that exceeds my expectations occasionally. I'm in on that. And then maybe someday we're the Suns. You add a Chris Paul, and then you're a title contender. I mean, that's what the Suns did. Maybe you're the Grizzlies. You're a young team, and Ja Morant comes along, and suddenly you're relevant. Like,
they're
we
relevant.
could be
They're not
that.
a title contender.
Don't tell them that. They're second in the West right now.
Yeah, they're going to get stomped in the playoffs. Don't worry.
Okay, but that's part of the process of growing up, right? I mean, they're still kids. I mean, this is the whole thing. They're exceeding expectations, and that's exciting.
No, that is the expectations for that team now. The expectation is
not
win a
this
championship, which they can't do.
Not this season. It's next season.
Yeah, Ja Morant's good. He's not that good.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, this is. I mean, I'm just really glad that I'm not the Sixers with, that they spent all of that time losing to get
Joel Embiid and James Harden.
Yeah.
How did they not have a legitimate chance to win a championship? They've got a better chance than the Memphis Grizzlies.
You know why? Because Harden's a little bitch, and he's never going to win anything. And I don't want him. I don't want to root for him.
You don't
I'm
have
just
to
glad
root
he's not
for
on my
him.
team.
He doesn't care if you root for him or not. He could care less.
He's not winning a championship. I can guarantee you that right now. I'll put my money down on it.
How much money?
$150.
$150 that he'll never win a championship.
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, okay.
I got you, dog. Nope.
As a
Agreed.
top,
Shake didn't agree
as
to.
a top 3
Nope.
player.
Jake didn't agree to.
All right, fair enough. Even if he's like coming off the bench.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Got it. $150.
You can just go ahead and send it to me now. Venmo works.
No, you can send it to me now if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm not going to need to do that. He will absolutely win a championship before he retires because he's a little bitch and he's going to go ring chasing.
Right. Well, that's why I was trying to like get the caveat of the top three.
Yeah,
players.
no, I didn't allow you to do that. So because I want my money.
Boo,
Give me my
boo.
money.
Well, look, the fans have heard this. They know what I was trying to say, and you're
And
taking
they know
advantage
that
of
you
me
have to
making
pay
my
me money.
All right. Well, when that comes up, we'll have like a little ceremony. I'll buy you a bottle of Pappy or something.
Nikola Jokic is in the draft this year again. Still,
Thank goodness. I'm glad he's back.
yeah.
He's real good.
A 6'10" small forward from Mega Bimax.
Okay. And he's a big European dude, right?
Yeah, his name Nikola Jokic. Are you like? Does Nikola Jokic, the real Nikola Jokic for the Nuggets, does he have like a trademark on his name or something? Can he make this other guy change his name to like Nikolovic
That's
or
a
something?
really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't have two Nikola Jokic's in the league.
Especially when the first Nikola Jokic is like
Hall of
potentially.
Fame. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's MVP last year.
Yeah. I mean, you can have two Lopez's. One of them is garbage. One of them is good. It's fine.
But it's not like they were both named Robin Lopez.
That's correct.
Right.
Although you could have named them, I still can't tell them apart at all.
Well, they're twins.
Yeah. They're also hilarious. I really like the
They are.
Lopez's.
They're funny.
They are very funny.
They
in
love
spite of the fact
Disney.
that one of them plays for the Bucks.
Yeah, well, look, you know what's nice? Like all of my like sports hate is kind of gone away.
I know, right?
outside of like I still hate the Sixers.
No, you
and I
hate
still-
Philadelphia
I mean,
because they're
Yeah,
the
you're-
worst. They throw batteries at people.
they throw batteries. Yeah, that's right. And then I'm also really
Shut up, Dollop.
I also don't like the Nets because I feel like they were cheating when they got all their players, and basically anybody with Durant is cheating. But otherwise, I don't
He has to be
sports hate
somewhere.
anybody
You
right
realize that, right?
now. I know, but basically, I only sports hate like the Magic for not winning more games at this point. Like we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And unlike you, I'm not that panicked. Our goal as a team is to control what we can't control and really go out and do a great job of scouting, right? So regardless of where we end up landing, regardless of which lottery ball comes out of the thingy, what's the thing called? It's
Yeah, keep doing the
cranky
miming.
the cranky,
the cranky
thing.
thing.
You like that?
The,
Yeah.
the wheel of death.
Excellent radio. I'm doing it right now. The Wheel of Death. Regardless of which ball comes out of the Wheel of Death. It's our job to just know what's in front of us, right? That's all that we can control is who's going to be the best fit, who's the best player in relative terms, who's the best player left on the board. That's what we can control. And I do have faith that we draft well, we scout well. Chris Duarte is an excellent example of that. This kid is,
For sure.
To quote Chris Duarte, the only reason other teams didn't take him is because they didn't want to win. Chris
Shout
Duarte
out Duarte.
is a beast. And I think that we can, because we put in the work, I think that we'll do a great job,
Well, and I agree with you. When you start we said it's time to trade for things. We're going to trade all our assets for things.
I didn't say that.
And
You said that.
I agree with you in the sense that we are good at looking for personnel, is what I mean to say. When we said to ourselves we are going to look for assets, we went out and found Halliburton. We said that's what we want. We went out and found Jalen Smith. We said this is what we want. Like I think that there is a good sense on this in this franchise of what we want and how we're going to get better and who the talented players are. And I just really hope we get an opportunity to take
Jabari.
a top, Jabari, because then everything changes.
Everything's fine if we get Jabari Smith.
Yeah, everything changes.
I mean, it doesn't matter how much scouting you do. If Jabari Smith is on the board when they call your number, everything's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to think or know anything, really.
The draft lottery happens on May 17th, 2022, presented by State Farm. May 17th, the conference finals begin. So they're going to do it in between the semifinals and the conference finals.
Yeah.
And then the last possible day for the NBA finals would be June 19th. And the NBA draft will be June 23rd. So we will know by May 17th where we're at as a franchise as far as our pick goes. As much as I enjoy rooting for this team to win and succeed, lose. Give me Jabari Smith.
Does Chet Holmgren win you a championship?
I mean, I don't know, maybe. If he eats a sandwich.
So many sandwiches. We need to
So many
that
sandwiches.
kid.
That's right. I'm just going to make him pasta dinners every night,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. He'll be the next Porzingis without injuries.
Okay.
He'll be Anthony Davis without injuries.
That'd be better. Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony Davis is way better than Porzingis.
I agree. I'm just trying to
Way better.
figure out unicorns that don't have injuries, and I can't come up with them.
Shout out.
So, shout out unicorns. I guess that was this. Okay, basically what happened, fans, is that you just listened to Harper and I drink on a Sunday night and talk about basketball, because this is what we do. We're constantly worried about the future of the franchise, although apparently Harper's not that worried about it. He's just going with the flow. He's become just a way more zen, chill man than I knew when I was in my younger years.
Control what you can control.
What I can control is losing.
Yes. And
Okay.
scouting.
So okay.
I trust that we're doing both of those things.
franchise.
effectively.
Pacers franchise. Control what you control. Lose and scout.
Lose and scout, baby.
This is what we've learned.
It's where we're at.
I think that there's stuff that you're supposed to do, like go sign up for our
T-shirts.
Patreon. So it's Patreon/Undebeatables. That would really help us out. That makes a difference, so I can continue to not work. There's you could go to the Amazon / our thing. We'll have a link.
Yeah. If you wanna send me money, you can just email me personally.
Oh yeah, no, we take
Venmo.
what's the Venmo? We definitely take Venmo. I'm in on that. Apple Pay as well. Don't Apple Pay Harper.
I do not.
But the rest of us take Apple Pay.
I take Google
and
Pay.
Google Pay. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Of course it is.
Google Pay sounds kind of dirty.
Apple Pay sounds clean.
You wanna Google Pay me for that?
Apple in your face.
I don't know what that means. That's not anything. That's not anything.
It's not anything?
I would censor this if it was anything, but it's not. You're not anything.
I made it sound terrible, but it means nothing.
No, but it really wasn't. It was
means
nothing. Yeah. We are definitely coming out with the brand new T-shirts in the next month or so.
Ooh, can I get one?
You still? Well, they have to buy the old T-shirts.
I will buy that T-shirt. I've been offering to buy that T-shirt forever. Get me
Make
new
that
shit.
happen. Okay, it's coming. If we get the number one pick, I will give away the first 25 T-shirts for free.
Okay.
That's what I'm committing.
I
to
mean,
that
we
right
will
now.
have already paid for them, so yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, free for the people that were going to buy them.
Roger. How do you decide who those people are?
Well, they have to write in or text or
Okay.
tweet.
Yeah. Start texting and tweeting people.
Text and tweet right now. Be the first of the people if we get the first draft pick. And for the architect, Donnie Walsh, who I believe is still a part of what's happening right now, I believe he's going to help us set us up for the next generation as he eases into retirement. And for our once and always coach, Bobby Sick-Leonard, whose spirit is always with us and making us better than we thought we could be. Turn out the lights, the party is over. It's over.
Paolo Banchero. I don't necessarily
You're
like.
big on him.
I don't know.
You're
I
big
just
on him.
really like saying his name. It's fun. He's got the funnest name in the draft. Paolo
Banchero.
Like super cowboy, a little Spanish. It's great.
Yeah, okay.
I like it. I don't want a Chet on my team.
No,
Chet?
nobody wants a Chet.
Nobody wants a Chet.
No. Chet Holmgren. No,
Chet
nobody wants that.
Holmgren? Ugh.
No, I don't need a 7'1" white guy on my team anymore.
No. We already had one. It didn't work
Right.
out great.
No. We had a 7'4" white guy. It worked out all right.
It's true, but not from Gonzaga.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. He was from Deutschland. I don't know. Where did he play? Where did he play college? I don't remember.
Did he play college?
Yeah, he played college for a year. They all had to back in the day. They couldn't just come over from the.
Internationals?
Yeah, they couldn't come over just straight away back in the day.
I feel like. I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like you might not have had to back then.
So this we'll just throw this out to the fans because I'm going to look it up immediately. It'll be fine. I will know by the time you send it in to me. But you can tell me I'm stupid.
You're stupid.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, was there
Now-
subtext? Something else supposed to be happening? You just told me I could, so I did. That was it.
I'm going to look up Rick Smits right now. You leave me alone.
Brick Mitts?
Rick Smits.
Brick Mitts!
College.
Uh,
The
Rick Smits.
Dutchman.
Marist.
Marist College.
And Poughkeepsie.
Wow. He was born in Eindhoven, the Netherlands.
Yeah, I told you so.
And he was drafted after Patrick Ewing.
That seems right. Patrick was
But it
better.
was lovely. But it was great that they had the all those battles back and forth all those years.
Were those battles?
They were. We won a lot of those.
Oh, yes, as a team, yes. I'm not
We
sure that
won
Rick
some
Smits
of those personal
battled
matchups. Oh,
Patrick Ewing in any meaningful sense.
Come on. Oh, boo.
He got beat up by Patrick Ewing in the paint.
Boo. Boo.
Gave up all the points.
Boo.
And hit a lot of shots from the key.
Thank you. He had a couple sweeping hook shots that were meaningful as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
He never
couple
played
dunks.
a second of defense against Patrick Ewing. That never happened.
He was in the way.
No, he wasn't.
He was big and in the way.
Not in Patrick Ewing's eyes. He was just there. He was not in
He
the
was
way.
bigger than Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing, again, did not agree with that assessment.
All right, we'll have to go look at the tape.
Of Patrick Ewing owning Rick Smits.
There's times when he didn't.
I would love to see that tape. Show me that tape.
I'm gonna Google it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Have a good night. Good luck with that.
That's right. Yeah, I'll still be up and looking at him. I haven't edited the pod yet. I'm still looking to send you.
That's a show.